Hey folks, I wanted to bring you guys a little bit something different today and share with you a story about how we need to be really paying attention to what's going on with the banks, particularly Bank of America in this particular situation. You guys may have watched my previous videos about CBDC, the future of central bank digital currency and these digital dollars, and some of the practices that are going on with these banks, particularly Bank of America, and here making the news recently with bank accounts being drained, balances being reduced to zero, or even putting them in the red into negative, as there was a glitch, there was an error, there was a problem, there was a bug in the system with Zelle transactions, which ultimately put a lot of people into a precarious situation of being unable to even buy food or buy gas, pay their bills, and also experiencing hefty overdraft fees and charges because of this glitch. And so we just need to be paying attention to what's going on. And this particular story happened to a parent. It was a mother of two children. And it happened over the course of several years, a few years, but I believe that this is probably going to be happening more in the future, and perhaps maybe it's happening now for some people who just aren't aware of what's going on. So in this particular situation, the mother decided to open two bank accounts for her two children. And they were savings accounts. They opened the account. Now, granted, there was some confusion, and there was a little bit of back and forth, and unnecessary struggles in opening these accounts for these children. But nonetheless, eventually they were opened. Funds were deposited into these accounts, and due to perhaps maybe a miscommunication or misunderstanding, or perhaps maybe just a change in banking policy over the course of several years, recently the mother went to check the bank account only to realize that the funds in each of these children's savings accounts were zero. And actually the notification didn't come from her checking the bank account. It came from actually receiving a letter from Bank of America for each account stating that the balances were zero and they were going to be closed. Obviously, this comes as a complete surprise and a huge shock to this mother of two, only to realize that the bank has been, since date of opening the account, date of inception, the bank has been charging fees for maintenance fees for maintaining these accounts on a monthly basis. So over the course of a few years, the money that was deposited into these accounts has ultimately been drained and wiped out by the bank for maintenance fees on these children's accounts for savings. Now, granted, banks have a schedule of fees and they have policies in place, and they'll let you know that you have to either follow a few rules in order to avoid the fees. And these could be having direct deposit and receiving a direct deposit once a month. It could be maintaining an average daily balance in the account, or an average daily balance across multiple accounts. It could be having a business account in addition to the other accounts. It could be having a credit card with the bank. It could be also what's the other one? And then sometimes these fees can range from a few dollars to $25, $35, $40, $50 a month, depending. So there's a few ways to avoid the fees. I think some of them actually is if you use your debit card or your check card and you conduct transactions for a minimum amount per month, they'll waive the fee. So ultimately what happened was the fees started chipping away at the balances in these accounts. And I've actually experienced it myself, where the bank will change their schedule of fees over the course of the years. And what once qualified for, sorry about that, guys, we got some jets flying overhead. I don't know if it's picking up on the microphone, but it's extremely loud here. I can't even see this one. I can only hear it and feel it. It's crazy. These jets are unreal. These jets are unreal over here. Michelle actually photographed an old, it was a Russian Hind helicopter over here in Destin, more than likely being used for training purposes. But it's interesting to see the types of military vehicles and military equipment, planes, airplanes, jets, helicopters that are in use here. Heavy military, Air Force, Army, Navy, Marine, National Guard. I don't know if they have Space Force over here, but we got a lot of military activity here in Florida. So I've actually experienced it myself, where the bank will change their schedule of fees from what once was, and they'll up the limit and increase the average daily balance requirement, or increase. It really just comes down to an increase, because they're never really pulling back. They're always pushing forward. So what's important here is that people are paying attention to what the banks are doing, what the banks are planning, what the banks are scheming, because this is only going to continue. Like I told you guys, my prediction for 2023 prediction was more of the same. As we move towards this economic collapse, and this economic collapse, in my opinion, is going to hit home with families, with hardworking, middle class, blue collar, working class, poor, lower middle class, struggling to get by, living paycheck to paycheck. These families out here that are just trying to make it, that don't necessarily have access to the most advanced financial education and information. And the economic collapse is like literally positioned and aimed and targeted right at them, unfortunately. So that's why I want to bring this to you guys, so that you are aware and you're not having this information withheld from you. If you have an account, I would recommend you check it and make sure that they aren't charging you any fees unnecessarily, which need to be reversed. And if they are, and they are legitimate, finding ways to avoid these fees and mitigate, perhaps maybe pull your money out of the banks, change banks, put it somewhere else, because now is not the time to be losing dollars, especially due to these bank fees. Inflation is already eating up money as it is. Prices are on the rise. Eggs are like $900 a dozen. I'm being facetious, but you guys know what I mean. Eggs are expensive. So doing all we can to make sure that we maximize every dollar we have, save every penny we can, make it go as far as possible, knowing that tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, we're going to continuously see high prices. We're going to continuously see job loss. We're going to continuously see struggles in the economy that are really going to make it harder for people to save money, harder for people to have money, especially even if they even still maintain a job at that point, because we know jobs are at risk. So if you guys have heard this story, or have seen this story, or experienced this story, comment down below. Let me know your take on it. Let me know what you think. As well as I've had a lot of requests for showing people how to make content, how to make money on YouTube, how to begin investing when you don't have any money. And folks, if you don't have any money to invest, perhaps maybe you have time. You can invest your time, as well as a few other things, which I can put together in a video that most people don't even know is possible to use as an investment vehicle, as an investment tool to earn a return. And that return can be cash or any other form of monetary compensation. We can talk about that. Just comment below and let me know. But I've had interest and requests from people on, hey, how can I start a YouTube channel? Specifically and particularly, how can I start a YouTube channel without showing my face? So in this particular situation, this instance here, I brought you guys here. We're here at the, we're a little north of Crab Island at the Choctawhatchee Bay here in Northwest Florida, Emerald Gulf Coast, Destin, Florida. The luckiest little fishing town, I think is what they call it. And I brought you guys here. Hopefully you guys enjoy the view, as well as appreciate the information, heads up and update that I brought to you. And with that being said, if you have any requests for any future video locations, please drop a comment down below. Let me know. I'll try to accommodate, as well as future video topic ideas and information and updates that you would like me to bring to you, as well as investing for beginners, side hustles for beginners, passive income for beginners, investing on a fixed income, building wealth on a fixed income, anything you guys want, just let me know. And also, for sure, if you guys are interested in learning how you too can start your YouTube channel today, albeit faceless, or whatever channel you want to start, just let me know, and I'd be more than happy to make a video to show you guys just how simple and easy it could be to get started, and how much money you could potentially earn from doing it. You guys take care, be safe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.